Hi guys, it's me, Dimension Battles, and look at this, I made a mat. So I decided to make a ginormous mat, and yeah, so this is basically a battle scene between a bunch of my cards, and I think it turned out really cool looking. So I'm just gonna go from left to right. It's really big if you guys can't tell. It's 12 inches by 18 inches, so, or 18 inches by 12 inches, so yeah. So starting over here, we have this dragon with a drill on the end of his tail. You guys haven't seen him yet, but I don't know if I'm gonna make a card of him, but yeah. Then we have Shadow Beam all the way back from set 1, a random bat, and then we have Dive Bomber, who I wrote bird on because it's like an acronym now. I don't know what the acronym stands for. Maybe like bomb is really deadly. That's what I'm going with for now. And then we have Shrapnel Tornado, which is an item card, and it's like ripping apart this house. And I basically decided to include almost every card, like a lot of different cards in this battle scene for this mat, and I think it looks pretty cool. So yeah. And then this is Cyber Enhanced Flame, and then we have Ant, and then we have, I don't remember his name, but he has this giant lightning sword, so that's pretty cool. And then over here we have something different because it can't all be grass, so there's a little pond, and then there's a goose, which you guys haven't seen yet, but, or a duck, but you'll see him eventually. And then this is Bonefish, of course, because Bonefish is just a good idea, I think. And then here we have one of the leaders. We have Skeleton Dragon? I don't remember what I call them, but he's one of the undead dragons, and he's leading the army that way. And then there's also the tiny candle, who's also trying to be cool and lead them that way also. And then we have a new card they haven't seen yet, and she's here, and she's blasting off a rocket that's attacking the enemy. And then we also have Earth Hammer. You haven't seen Earth Hammer. Earth Hammer is from set 1. And then we have from the Enhancer archetype, the item Enhancer. And then, oh, this is Broken Shield. Broken Shield is one of those good... Oh my god, voice crack. Broken Shield is one of those good cards because it lowers the defense. It's an item card if you didn't know. And I just thought it would be fun to draw him as a card on this mat. But when I drew it, I realized that it looked funny because with the shield broken, it looked like it was just randomly floating. And when I made it extremely big, it didn't make sense. So that's why I just made the shield normal sized. And I think it worked out in the end. In case you guys are wondering what I used to color this in, because some of you guys may be wondering how I made the sky and this, I use Copic markers and Artist Loft markers, and then I make the shadows with a black pencil, just in case you guys are wondering. And then there's also a sun right here, which is why the people on the right side are darker and have a shadow over here than on the left side, they're darker on the left side. Just in case you guys are wondering. And then over here we have a gummy card that you guys also haven't seen yet. He's basically like a nerd gummy, and he's an air type. He's the air gummy because I haven't made an air gummy yet because, you know, there wasn't an air type when I was making the gummy cards, and that's why this is basically the nerd gummy, and he is like super duper smart, and that's why he realized that in order to be at the same level in the battlefield as others, he wanted to become taller, so he created this platform, and it's being held up with a super tornado. And yes, that's a little bit of backstory, I guess, for how I made Nerd Gummy. And then we have what is this? I don't remember what this card is, but it's a part of the Enhancer archetype, and he looks pretty cool. Then after that, we have Dimension Knight, and there's no way I couldn't include Dimension Knight because knights are like the main part of, you know, like battles. When you think of battles, you usually think of knights, so of course I had to include him. And then of course we have Ripple Dragon, and she's just a standard for the game. I mean, she's just one of the coolest artworks that I made so far, in my opinion. And basically she's another one of the dragons. So I chose both human looking dragons, like the Bone Dragon, and then Ripple Dragon. And the Ripple Dragon is like, she's pointing that way and he's pointing that way, and they're both leading the armies because she's leading the right side, and then Skeleton Dragon or Bone Dragon, whatever I call them, the undead dark type dragon is leading the left side. And then, so she's leading all the troops in, and she's leading, Twig? Did I call him Twig or Stick? I call him something pretty wimpy, but he's charging also. And then this guy, oh my god, he looks amazing. I don't know if I think I call him Flamethrower or something like that, or Flame Beast, but I don't know what it is about the way I drew him, but him being in the center of this artwork, it just makes his artwork look all the more better. And I really did a good job with the fire, so I really liked him. And then, of course, in the middle, I put eggplant because eggplant's facing in both directions. So he's kind of neutral, and it kind of blends in with the darker green tufts of grass everywhere. And I think it worked out pretty well. And then over here, we have Angry Treasure Chest, one of the earliest cards I made. And then we have Punch. I don't remember what it's called, but basically, here's a little backstory for him. He fits himself inside this cannon because his body is super stretchy, so he can stretch himself and fit inside of here. And then he gets launched out, and right when he gets launched out, that's when his arms spring out all cartoonishly, and that's why he's getting ready to punch and take out the enemy. And then over here we have the unicorn-looking head, and when I first made her, if you guys didn't notice, it looked like there was a giant pink tongue, but it's actually supposed to look like this, and it's kind of like a dash trail, I guess you could say. And then we have Void Dragon. He's a little smaller than most of you guys probably imagine, but he's still pretty cool, and he has the metal coming into his face, and yeah. And then over here, we have this lady with the jetpack who's getting enhanced with fire. And then we have another fire card, which is Flaming Spear, who's charging in to attack. And then we also have Cyber Enhanced, the Cyber Enhanced one from the original card that I made. And there he is. And then this is a new card that you guys haven't seen. I don't know for sure if I'm going to make him as a card. I drew him only for the mat. He's like some kind of cloud warrior. Looks kind of pathetic, but he was also pretty fun. Oh, and then this is from the new marker challenge, the futuristic lightning warrior with his futuristic sash and him throwing lightning. And then we also have plant-eating dinosaur. If you guys are wondering why there's green all over his face, it's because I accidentally drew over it. But also, if you guys want to imagine this, he's a plant-eating dinosaur, so, you know, he eats the plants. So that might be why there's green on his face. He just got smudged from the plants. Yeah, you guys, that's what we're going with. And then, if you're also wondering why he looks lighter than he normally does, unfortunately, my marker called Toast ran out, so I no longer have, like, a medium dark color, so that's why it's really dark, and then brown, and then this one. So it's hard to get in between. And then after that, we have You See Nothing, of course, because he's just hilarious to just throw him in the most random situations. It's kind of why I made the card, because I thought it would be funny to just put him in, and he turned out pretty funny. And then we have another gummy card that I made up. It's like a bat gummy. And then we also have this crab attacking with the claws, and then we have this boulder guy, and I think they all look pretty cool. So these are kind of like the strength of the army. We have the golem with the crystal golem, and then we also have Wand of Death. If you guys remember Wand of Death, I drew him from a live stream that you guys should totally check out. Wand of Death was this giant wand that I made, and I thought it would be cool to make vines twisting around it, so that's why it kind of worked. And I also created its own platform. The platform isn't on the card, but I drew it myself in here because it adds a cooler effect, and it's an item card also, in case you guys are wondering. And I called it Wand of Death because I asked for a name, and somebody suggested it, and I just thought it sounded hilarious. Then we have Release Darkness, and we have the Trident Warrior, and Shadow Slicer. Shadow Slicer is pretty cool because, I don't know, it just looks cool. And then we also have Skeleton Bomb, an item card, but he kind of looks like a creature also from the Halloween special, so he works with the map because, you know, when you look at them, he doesn't look like an item card, but he is. I was thinking about making some guy, like maybe another Earth card, like Earth General, making him throwing Skeleton Bomb, but I decided to make Skeleton Bomb his own kind of creature, I guess, or his own thing that's attacking the opponent. And then after that, we have the Collector. If you guys didn't know who the Collector is, he's a no-type creature that basically collects like arms, like body parts, like materials from other creatures to enhance himself and make him really strong and more powerful. And yeah, so he's a pretty cool card. Then after that, I also decided to add mountains because I thought it'd be interesting to put mountains in the background, because if I just cut it like this, it looks really bland, so that's why I added mountains. And here's from Frozen Rescue, except the seasons changed and it's now like summer or spring, so that's why it's no longer frozen over, but he still has his frozen looking house. And then here we just have a little mystery box. I was gonna put the treasure chest, because if you don't remember, I made a treasure chest card, or box of toys. So this is basically kind of like box of toys, but it's been upgraded, so now it has a drawer, so it's easier to access. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I made an item card a while ago called Box of Toys, because it allows you to get an item card from your discard pile. and it's because it just adds more support. And yeah, so I think it's a pretty cool looking mat. I don't think I missed saying anything. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, the reason why I put a sun is because when I draw somebody from the right side, I instinctually just, from the 3/4 view like this, I immediately put the shadow there and put the shadow there. So I was like, oh dang it, what am I gonna do about that? So that's why I put the sun in the middle, so it makes sense why there's two different shadows going on. And yeah, so these are all the creatures for the mat. I think it turned out pretty cool. This took a really, really long time to make, and it took a lot of effort. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys could like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.